Good afternoon, good evening, and hello, YouTube people of the world. Okay, I don't know why I keep saying of the world, but anyway, my name is Dale. This is Couch Warrior, and welcome. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn your notifications on for some new juicy, cool stuff. Tonight, I'll be talking about, of course, UFC 324. What happened? What happened on our first monumentous Paramount deal, and how and how I did on my picks, which I didn't actually do too badly. Um, I mean, obviously, I didn't do good enough to win myself a new house or anything like that, or win money in general. But yeah, forget about it. But let's dive right in. I'll bring up the UFC site and we shall go through some of the things and see how I went during this. I was expecting it to start a little bit earlier on in the day, but because of the three fights that got taken down, we had to hang around for 45 minutes to an hour before things kicked off. So, but I'll get this up and running here, and yeah, so we've got the UFC side here, $7.5 billion company, folks, and it's we're looking pretty good for a change. So this fight won. So Adam Fugit versus Ty Miller. This is actually one performance of the night. So Ty Miller won himself $100,000 for doing for boxing the bleeding ears of Adam Fugit. Adam Fugit got dropped I want to say he got dropped like three times. Um, yeah, it was definitely it was the heavier shots were well and truly by Ty Miller, but he's definitely a boxer. He's definitely a boxer. He could have, there was quite a lot of opportunities where he could have done a little bit more. But hey, awesome debut and how awesome KO victory to start off with. He got spinning elbowed right in the top of the dome, like right around there, because he's got such frizzy hair and stuff. He couldn't really notice of where the actual spot actually was. But it was a tasty elbow. Probably in my opinion, probably the best shot that Fugit actually got on him. But yeah, this was a good win for Ty Miller. Up next, we had um, Josh Hockett versus Denzel Freeman. So Denzel Freeman is the dude from is that guy? Who's the guy? I'm trying to remember the guy. The is it the Jeffersons? Is that show that was in the 80s or whatever? And it had that guy. I'm sure was it Steve. Whatever the one that Steve Urkel was in, but so that guy, he, I mean, power to him for giving it a go, but he had nothing. He had absolutely nothing for Josh Hockett. Josh Hockett is the first person to win by literally flipping someone off. He was just all over this guy like white on rice. There was no hope. There was no hope that Freeman was going to win this fight. He literally got flipped off and just went, ugh, I don't want to deal with this for another 20 or 10 minutes. And just essentially, and that was it. They got waved off, and we got we got we got some of the cleanest and awesomest uh, post fight speeches that we've ever heard. I was going to play it, but I have a feeling that because now Paramount is now the owners of the UFC, and the fact that they took down one of their own streams on YouTube, the boxing stream of the Zuffa Boxing, they took it down, and so I'm like, well, if they're taking down their own stuff, how a little old channel like me that's already been stung with some tasty little yum yums, tasty uh, tasty copper yum yums. I didn't really want to risk the biscuit on this, but I do have a little segment of it. But I won't. I'll play that after I've finished here. But so the next thing, yeah, so at this stage I am 2-0, and I'm feeling pretty happy. I'm stoked that the UFC's back. I'm like, oh yes, we got finally got someone. Yeah, we've got another Chael Sonnen. We got another guy that can talk mad shit, and I'm keen. I'm keen for it. I'm here for it. And a lot of people don't like it. I do, and casuals. I mean, fuck it. Call me a casual if you want. But I like that shit, and people like that shit. They gravitate towards people that they don't like. And Josh Hockett is a polarizing character. You either love the evil living crap out of him, or he is the worst human being alive. And so there is no in between. It's a little bit like my boy Bryce. My boy Bryce. No, everyone's like, no, he's a this, he's a that, he's a doodly doodly doop, or he's alright, my brother. And let's fucking put it this way: he's all right with me. Bryce is all right with me. Shout out Bryce Mitchell. He's always going to be my boy. Um, he has some controversial sayings, but hey, who doesn't? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, moving on. So Josh Hockett also won 100 grand. So even though Dana White wasn't overly impressed by his post fight speech, he's like, I don't like it. Well, fucking, you don't fucking hate it though, do you? You're looking for someone that wants to talk some shit like this. So, hey, you know, don't look at gift horse in the mouth there, Dana. Moving on. So this is my one that I was not overly happy about. So Charles Johnson versus Alex Perez. I had Charles Johnson winning this fight by a 29-28 decision. Unfortunately, yeah, just Johnson just couldn't. This Perez was just on him. Oh, he was just on him like glue. He just would not let. There was no space for Johnson to have. There was no space whatsoever. But I mean, there's a lot of things that this fight shows you, can tell you. Number 1, Joshua Van is not beating Alexandre Pantoja in the rematch, because hell, if Energy can't, if Energy's sparking you out and keeping you at range and all this kind of stuff, someone who has like infinitely more experience and all that kind of stuff is going to absolutely smoke you. I mean, keep your chin up, my man. As I said, I'm team Energy. I like my boy Charles Johnson. He is not done. He'll be back, and I'm hoping that he will. I'll give him props for this though. When he got dropped so many times, but just kept fighting, and it was so great. And I mean, yes, then the fight got stopped, but the tastiest move, in my opinion, is when he went for a Call of Duty slide, like pretty much as soon as the fight got over, and he actually managed to get the dude's leg. I was like, hell yeah, the old Call of Duty slide actually worked, man. So yeah, I'm stoked that it actually worked, and I'm excited to see what Charles Johnson's in him, and I think he'll be back in the next 2-3 months. Give him someone, and again, just in the top 10. In that top 15, because he's 13, he's probably going to be still, he's probably still going to be ranked 13. He might go down one, but, give him someone in that, in that 15 to, 15 to, well, like, Alex Perez is like 11. So, like, give him someone in that top 15 that, don't drop him back, Don't get him to fight. I think Montel Jackson. Oh no, he's a bantamweight. No, I was going to say Montel Jackson, because I know he's ranked 15th, but he's 15th in the bantamweights. But yeah, anyway, moving on. We have Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bukauskas. Now this is my other one. So this is one of my 3 that I got wrong. I honestly did not expect Modestas Bukauskas to only have a 1-2. I don't know whether or not he's been learning his boxing from Marvin Vittori, who is all about the 1 or 2, a 1 or 2, a 1 and a 1 or 2. So just didn't quite have enough guts, didn't have enough gabagool, didn't have enough, things to take a, I mean, and I'm just surprised that Nikita Krylov, could take a lot of the punishment that he did. Bukowski should have started changing his game plan probably probably even probably even round two. If he changed his game plan round two, because he didn't do too badly in the first round, he got outpointed in the first round. Then the second round, that's when the gap got the gap just got just wider and wider and wider, and it just didn't work out for him. But I mean, heads up. I mean, he's 6-1 in the UFC. So I mean, you can't. I mean, that's a pretty good record in the UFC. I think he just needs to work on some things. He just needs to start biffing some kicks. I know that he's a bit frightened of biffing kicks because people forget, man. Khalil Roundtree Jr. absolutely murdered this guy's leg. He stomped. He did the good old fashioned Robert Whittaker oblique kick thing where he does the old stomp to the old knee. Yeah, boom, and that took him out of the UFC for like 2 years. Um, but yeah, so he's back, and I think this is not the end of Modestus Bukauskas because he's not old and he's not young. He's not like 22 or 23 or anything like. He's an older but it's still a younger fighter. He has still a bit of juice in him, and I'm not meaning that kind of juice either. Uh, yeah. So bad luck. So at this stage, I'm 2-2 in the UFC. Now, Atiba Gutierrez versus Andre Polyaev. Anyway, old Matt was running away the whole time. Old Polyaev. I'm gonna call him Andre. I think I just got Andre or Audrey. Oh, the Russian guy. Blood on the bloody on the right. Gutierrez was just headhunting. His pace slowed down in the second and third, which is fine because he wasn't gassed though. There's the people that slow down and they are completely gassed, but was not. So this was actually, I think, his first third decision, his first three rounder. So I think this is good. This is it shows people that he can actually go more than one round. So I think this is a good. Yeah, I think the stock doesn't drop for Gautier, and I think and stock doesn't really drop for old mate either because I think he did pretty good to not get KO'd. Really, just shows he's a tough dude, but managed to just escape and run away heaps, which made for a little bit of a boring fight. Speaking of boring fights, we had the featured bout of the thing of the prelims. Umnar versus Davison Figueiredo. I think like 12 strikes were thrown in the whole fight. Umar, I don't think understands the concept of being able to beat someone soundly. I think he has to either get a whole heap of volume on, or get a lucky submission on. He does not beat Padian, and he certainly doesn't beat Marab in a rematch. Davison Figueiredo is ever since that loss that he had to Corey Sandhagen. I just don't think he's been the same. Like, because he had a couple of really good, nice wins, kind of got his flow back. But no, it just didn't. It just wasn't enough. This wasn't enough for old Figgy. And yeah, but this was the first fight that my eyes started dropping. Started to get a little bit heavy. So now we're into the main card. The main card, first main card of 2026, and the first main card of the Paramount deal. And yeah, we've got Gene Silver facing Arnold Allen, and I had this fight. I had Arnold Allen winning one, so this was definitely a 29-28 victory to Gene Silver. One judge scored it 30-27 to Gene Silver. There is no physical way that any of these fighters won 3 rounds. It was one apiece going into the third, in my opinion, and yeah, and just with the aura, just with the right amount of aura farming, he is, Gene Silver, I believe, has set himself up for Not next in line, but I think he is. He's going to be fighting for a number one contendership. He's going to be in the top five. He's going to be in the top five on Tuesday, boys. Yeah, I mean Arnold Allen fought. He fought. He fought his ass off. It really good. Looked really good. In my opinion. I think. Yeah, just wasn't quite enough. Just those rounds that he did lose. It was optics more than anything. I think that optics played a large role in Arnold Allen losing. But hey, he ain't done. He ain't washed. So he's still, I think he's 31. So he's still got, he's still got a bit of, he's still got a bit of juice in the tank. I don't know why I keep saying juice, and I shouldn't say juice when it comes to UFC fighters or just fighters in general, because it kind of like alludes to the fact that they're juicing. But as Nick Diaz once said, they're all on steroids. I don't know why he also sounds like Nate Diaz. And like, yeah, they're all on steroids, yeah, or some shit. Fucking, it shouldn't be that mean. So good one for Gene Silva. And I do think that, he's going to have one more fight. I think it's just going to be one of those tune-up fights to see if he can actually do, maybe Yair Rodriguez. Because he's in that kind of, like in that top five kind of area. You got, of course, you got Lorraine Murphy and Mozvar Evloev fighting in, I think, London, I believe it is. So they're fighting in London, but they're not going to, But, I mean, once they fight, they're not fighting for the rest of the year. I mean, Mozvar is probably going to get injured 100 times. And then Lorraine Murphy's probably going to fight at the end of the year. So he's probably going to fight, in March or April, and then again in December or November. They're just like all these guys. I want a title shot. Fight more than once a year. Fight more than twice a year. If we have 2 fights and you've announced a third one by the end of the year, that's awesome. Like, just give us that. That's all we want. We don't care. Oh, there's no one to fight. Just fucking. Back in the day, you didn't have a choice. Back in the day, it was you fought George Street here or Clay Guida 150 times, and that's all you got. You don't have your choice of waiting, of fence sitting and all this kind of stuff. You had this. You didn't want that. Cool, sweet as. Next person. Oh shit, they don't. They're injured. Sweet, next person. Boom. That's when stuff like that actually mattered. But never mind. What do I know? I'm just I've just been watching it for a few just a decade or so. The next fight, this one here, I got some nice sleep on this. I got a bit of a nice nap. Natalia Silva, of course, beats Rose Namajunas by I'm pretty sure it was a good old-fashioned 29-28 victory. There is speculation that there could have been 2 rounds awarded to Rose, and to be honest, if I wasn't falling asleep, I could probably tell you that would be the case, but who gives a shit? And that is a direct quote from Dana the White too, by the way. Who gives a shit? So anyway, moving right on to Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Derek Lewis. Now, this was a blobby weight fight. To be honest, how Josh Hockett beats both of these guys. I know that's that's recency bias but Waldo didn't look good out there. I mean, Derek Lewis looked awful, and he's 41 years old. Like, a lot of people forget, man, that he's in the best shape of his life. He's still 40. he's still 40 in fighting years, and that's not, and a couple of these, a couple more of these kind of losses doesn't bode well for the fella, to be honest. That's that's getting cut territory. I mean, I know that he's a fan favourite, so they'll try it all possible. They'll give him the Sam Alvey treatment, where you'll lose 9 in a row and still be in the UFC. But yeah, so this was this was just like Cortez Acosta. He basically got this like this weird. It's like he missed a jab, but then Derek Lewis took the opportunity to go, I'm going to take this opportunity to fall over now and accept defeat, and he did. He just accepted defeat, and so that's unfortunate, but it's it is what it is, as they say. It is what it is, brother, as Max Holloway would say. We'll move on to the co-main event of Sugar Steve O'Malley versus Song Yadong, and this was again not. It wasn't the greatest card, but I mean, it wasn't the greatest fight, but it was definitely a 2-1. Again, nice little, 29-28 victory to Sean O'Malley. A lot of people are saying that Sean O'Malley lost this fight. They're like, oh, scored it 2-2 to fucking Yadong. I scored it for, how did Sugar Steve win that? It's like, well, because he was being more aggressive in round 1s and round 3. He hit him more times. And it's just he just kept that distance, and he just popped the shots, and just didn't look shit while trying to take some of these shots, and as a result, he got the 29-28 victory. And again, not a great fight, not a nice looking fight or anything like that, but it was the outcome that I was expecting. A lot of these outcomes actually turned out the way that I was predicted. So I'm actually pretty chuffed with this, to be honest with you. And then finally, the main event, Paddy the Baddy Pimlay losing to Justin Gaethje. Again, who thought that this was going to happen? Justin Gaethje's a 7,000-year-old man who's basically looking. If you look at him funny, he's going to turn to dust. It's like, I mean, last year he fought. I think he fought. Did he fight twice last year? But either way, he fought Max Holloway, got knocked out right at the end there, and that was after a competitive fight. I mean, it was a one-sided fight, but it was competitive enough that Justin Gaethje was in that fight for the whole time. He was fighting that whole time with a broken nose. I mean, like, he literally got a spinning wheel kick right to his face. And subsequently, he obviously gassed, and then he couldn't do what he wanted to do in that fight. Recovered well, and obviously fought Fiziev, which, again, didn't look good because of the fact that Fiziev took him down. But I mean, you'd think that Paddy the Baddy, being the man who submitted, one of the first people to actually stop Michael Chandler in a TKO kind of fashion in the UFC. I mean, obviously Charles Oliveira did it first, but but what I'm saying is that why a lot of people were just wrote Justin Gaethje off. To be honest, I was one of those people. I thought it was going to be close, but I thought that Paddy was going to do something. Unfortunately, what happened to Paddy is a little bit of a couple of things happened to Paddy. Number one, he got eye poked a bunch. Basically, Justin Gaethje is a bit of a serial gain when it comes to when it comes to eye pokes and diddle shots. Basically, he eye poked Tony Ferguson. He eye poked Max Holloway. He eye poked Dustin Poirier and got a warning for an actual proper warning for it. I can't remember who else he eye poked. He eye poked someone else recently. He eye poked Fiziev twice. So he's not exactly an innocent flower and all this kind of stuff. But all in all, absolutely devastating. Absolutely devastating. It was not domination, like everyone's gonna say. Oh, he won fucking 5-0. Blah 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 blah. He won 3 rounds to 2. Yeah, but yeah, those rounds that he did win, he won pretty soundly. There's like yeah, and the rounds that I think that Paddy won, um, it was they weren't like like there was one round. I believe it was the fourth round. I believe is like the probably the largest round for Paddy. But yeah, so that's the first. Yeah, that was the first first fight night of the year. Second one's tomorrow. The second one's this coming Sunday, live from Sydney, Australia. Yeah, so this is so now I'll get up a couple of wee little things just to kind of finish things off with for tonight. So tonight we have my boy Charles, Mr. Energy. I'll move myself actually. I'll just might help if I wasn't just in the freaking way. Boom. All right. So this is So it's Alex Perez who missed weight as well, mind you. So at least on the bright side, at least my boy Charles is getting an extra thing. So this is what he says. Well, didn't keep my hands up and got caught, and that is true. He didn't keep his hands up, but yeah, ref, keep your chin up. That's on me. Yeah, while waiting for the judge's call, I guess he felt he could have let me fight a little more too after waving it. Wish he had. I felt like a fight was still there to fight. Yeah, I don't agree with that, my man. I mean, just with how wobbly he was multiple times. I mean, it was like a minute and a half of him just like with jelly legging around the place. And I think for my boy, I think it's just safer that better to be safe than sorry. You know what I'm saying? But he's going to fight 40 days, so he's just got a month off, a month and some change off. So so he gets his 40 days, get a fight, 41st day, 6 week training camp, which is another, let's say 45 days. Yeah, so we'll be seeing, I think we'll be seeing, I think we'll be seeing in a G, hopefully in the next, probably before June, I reckon. Maybe, yeah. He could be on the. No, I was going to say he could be on the White House Cup, but he won't be. But he'll be close. Yeah, it'll be around that kind of time. Anyway, so this is Josh Hockett here, my boy. Well, he's not my boy, but he might be. He might turn into my boy eventually. But this is the last little thing, and I figured because this is only 4 seconds long, they can't get me on this, surely, right? Yeah.
And P.S. Brittany Griner is a man.
Damn right, brother. Oh, Brian Garner, as I call him. Anyway, so that was the last of his thing. He's like, yeah, I'm ready to win. And he does a wee little fucking twirl around the place, and then hops out. Joe Rogies is having a good time for it. But then next week clip I've got for you is it's Gene Silver. He's Gene Silver. I didn't realize that he knew how to surf. We didn't know how to skate. See, look at this. Whoa. Yeah, I didn't realize that this happened during the during the fight. Hey, that was crazy. Oh shit! I didn't. They got me a good one there. And finally, what I'm going to show you. This is the kind of striking that Paddy had, and this is the kind of I think this is the reason why the optics weren't good for him. I'll just. Fucking ya lad! Fucking ya! He's fucking throwing like Khabib. He's doing the old fucking Khabib toss. But yeah, so that's my wee thing. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. A bit longer. I mean, of course, I did say that when the UFC's back, some of my episodes are going to be a bit longer again. But bear with me, and enjoy. And hopefully, my next Friday's one will be a bit shorter, and then I'm actually trying to start and have one on Saturday as well for the weigh-ins and all that kind of stuff. So so please join me next time on Couch Warrior TV. It's Couch Warrior 1, all one word. If you're looking it up, turn your notifications on, because that's when you'll really, that's when you really see my little Gimby logo come up on your phone or on your bloody on your your little notification thing. Uh, but yeah, peace out, guys. I really love yous. And yeah, share share the love around, and I'll catch you guys on Friday.